Today is May 15th. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com, presented by Royal Banks of Missouri and Munganast St. Louis Acura. We will get to those bootlegging lineups here in just a bit. I am Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey. Rammer, Cardinals sweep the Red Sox this weekend. They have not lost a game since our last show. 3-game winning streak, 6 of their last 7. The Cardinals are coming tra-la.
No, don't you dare. By the way, I try not to get too caught up in the ego stuff. But now everybody in the media is doing the tra-la thing. I brought that back with Claibs on 590 The Fan in the mid-90s. Nobody else was doing it because it had been 25 years since Harry Carey had done it. Everyone forgot. Claibs and I brought it back. You can check with him. You got lunch with Claibs tomorrow?
I don't know when we're doing it this week. I mean, the man is busy. I mean, he was doing college commencement speeches or whatever this weekend. I have no idea. Yeah.
That's beside the point. When you do, we're the ones who brought it back because we're the only ones old enough to remember Harry Carey doing it. So, everybody, you, Cusimano, I'm calling you all for calling on you for stealing my material.
Well, when
I stole from Harry.
When they win tonight, Rammer, I will bring it up the next time if Claibs and I do lunch with Claibs and Joe tomorrow. Okay. I will make sure to bring that up on the show tomorrow. Well, Cardinals start
wait. One more thing to clear up on that.
Yeah.
When I do it, it's an homage to Harry Carey. When you and Frank do it, you're stealing. Okay, now I'm done.
Cardinals begin a week-long home stretch this weekend. Brewers tonight, Dodgers this weekend, and backed by popular demand. Don't miss the Yachty Tumbler giveaway on Friday, May 19th, when the Cardinals host the Dodgers. And that night, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home their own stainless steel tumbler featuring future Hall of Famer Yadier Molina, courtesy of Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Visit cardinals.com/promotions for full details on that. Rammer, we have lineups for tonight's game, and we have big news in these lineups for tonight's game, something we knew about going into the weekend. We have our bootlegged lineups, and they look like this. Lars Nootbaar in center field. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Nolan Gorman DHing. Nolan Arenado, the red-hot Nolan Arenado, is at third. Willson Contreras catching tonight. Brendan Donovan in right field. Paul DeYoung at short. Alec Burleson in left. And Tommy Edman is at second base. So the Brewers, Christian Yelich in left. Jesse Winker is DHing. Willie Adames at short. Rowdy Tellez at first. Willem Contreras is behind the plate. Brian Anderson at third. Bryce Terang at second. Tyrone Taylor is in right. And Joey Wiemer is in center field. We weren't sure when we were going to see Willson Contreras back behind the plate. Took about 2 weeks, but he is back there now for the Cardinals.
Fastest learner in baseball history. Not capable of catching big league baseball, and a week later, he learned it, and he's back in there. He now understands the art of pitching.
I know that Ali Marmol talked with talked with the media the other day, and I did not see anything of note in there as far as the reason for today. I know they talked about it this past weekend. They didn't really mention anything about, oh, he's a fast learner or whatever. That they're, I don't think there was much of a change in ERA or in anything else during his time not behind the plate. Those 10 games where Andrew Knizner was back there. So maybe, I mean, to borrow a line from Taylor Swift, maybe the pitchers kind of looked at themselves and said, hey, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. And they,
nice reference.
Thank you.
Well done.
And they went, from there, and the Cardinals kind of realized that as well. And they said, okay, we're going to put Willson back.
Well, somebody in the organization had to start the conversation and go, guys, looking around with all the suits, all the nerds. I don't know if the nerds wear suits, and look around and go, what are we doing? We look dumb because it is dumb. You go, we can't sign a guy and then say he can't play the position for which we signed him. What are we doing? somebody had to talk sense, and then hopefully it trickled down. Now, on the other hand, I'm going to help the Cardinals out here. Here's one of the ways. You probably wouldn't say anything till the off season, or maybe even years from now. You say we were just playing head games with the pitchers. We were playing mind games with the pitchers, and they needed a scapegoat, and so we are going to give it to them. Contreras, he was in on the joke, and we were playing mind games. If he goes on and remains the catcher that he's always been, then a narrative like that will come out at some point.
Bob Nightingale, USA Today, wrote a piece about the Willson Contreras news, and in that he said he has mentioned a Cardinals high-ranking official told him that it was the Cardinals pitching staff that went to the Cardinals and said that they did not want to pitch to Willson Contreras any longer. So that coming out in Bob Nightingale's latest piece on USA Today. So we see Willson Contreras. Yeah.
And let me stop you right there. That's important to note. I was aware of a confrontation in the clubhouse. Contreras doesn't hold back. He tells you what he thinks. And if Joe, you're pitching to him and you stink and not executing, he's going to call you out. We live in an era of entitlement and people playing the victim and having hurt feelings. And when it comes to athletics, it's getting that way as well. Pampered athletes, pampered pitchers, and Contreras isn't playing that game. He's not playing that game. So I think it's really important that he's been honest with the media. He said either yesterday or today, I forgot where the quote came from, but he said, I haven't changed a thing. Good for him. Good for him not to play along and be the scapegoat.
Other news from the Cardinals clubhouse earlier today, Dylan Carlson, not in the lineup, was removed from yesterday's game with a sprained ankle. Right now, says day-to-day. As of about an hour or two ago, no imaging had been done yet on that ankle, so we will see how that goes.
Where's my drum? I got to beat a drum. It's why the prospects should be in Memphis and the veteran bench guys should be on the bench. You've got a marvelous center fielder in your system who's got lightning speed, Orlando Mercado. He should be either playing in center field or be ready to double switched in when they go to a left-handed reliever. It's mind-blowing that they don't do this.
Tyler O'Neill will begin his minor league rehab assignment on Thursday, so he would not be a candidate to be called up if Dylan Carlson needs to go on the injured list for 10 days. So it would not be just a 1-for-1 swap there. Also, remember the Cardinals right now are carrying 3 catchers with Boreas on the roster after Willson Contreras. But if Willson Contreras starts catching again, you can easily send him back down. And that starts to open up some more. Opportunities or more options for minor league guys, as you mentioned, possibly Mercado. Let's go back. Cardinals this past weekend, though. We have talked about it. I know you and I were texting about it this weekend, Rammer, and it goes back to Nolan Gorman being in the lineup every single day. I don't agree with. I don't like that he's not in the lineup every day, but Ali Marmol used Nolan Gorman in the right situations on both Friday and Saturday to get 2 come from behind victories off of Kenley Jensen.
I'm going to parse words here. It's very annoying, a trait that I have. He didn't use him right. He should have been in the starting lineup. Those situations may never have come up. But after he made the initial mistake, he recovered and used Gorman, who came through. Gorman played well in spite of having the reins pulled on him by management. That's my take.
He was back in the lineup yesterday. He will be back there today. I haven't looked ahead yet enough to see who the Cardinals are facing all week long and to see if
Burns
that's going to be Wade Miley tomorrow so he's a lefty tomorrow, and then you have Corbin Burns on Wednesday. So we will. I guess we won't see Nolan Gorman in the lineup tomorrow before the.
I bet he plays tomorrow. Ali is slow to adapt. I bet he adapts. I bet he plays tomorrow.
I don't think he does.
Let's put a milkshake on it.
All right, we will. We will do just that. Rammer, 6 of their last 7. Your
nice.
confidence level in the Cardinals right now, as we sit in the middle of May, your confidence level in them being able to continue to play good baseball and slowly work their way back into some sort of contention in the NL Central.
Can you go 80-40 the rest of the way? It's a tall order. I don't think so. Can you go 75-45? That might. Can you get to 75? Can you go 75-45? I don't think you can with this starting rotation. So I'm going to say no still. But there's still time to change that rotation and perhaps improve it. If they do, then maybe they can start to reach those numbers. But as of today, with this roster, I'll say no.
I will say right now, if we're going to start looking at the standings here in the middle of May, a sweep against the Brewers in these 3 games put you 4.5 back, and that would look really, really nice after the way they started off playing the first 6 weeks of the season. Only taking 2 out of 3, though, that only puts you 6.5 back, and that still looks like an awful lot. That's a week's worth of games right there.
I appreciate what you're saying, and I know you love to watch the standings and all that. I'm not dismissing it. That's my upfront apology, disclaimer. I'm just saying, if you're not playing 500 ball, it doesn't matter.
By the way, when you are watching tonight on Bally Sports Midwest, if that is the way that you watch your games, you now can hear secondary audio programming. You can listen to Polo Asensio and Benji Molina on the call. Nice. While you are watching Bally Sports. You can click that SAP button. That is now an option as you are watching Bally Sports. That begins tonight, so you can hear Polo and Benji on the call in Spanish. So, hey, that's a great – I will tell you this. Listening to Polo and Benji on the radio and not watching the game, I don't know Spanish, but I can figure out what's happening in the game when I do that. I will tell you, watching the game, and this is nothing against Chip Carey, who has been fantastic this season so far. It might be, you know what? Maybe learn a little Spanish. Maybe put it on there, and you watch the game as Polo and Benji are calling it. Maybe you'll learn a few words.
You know, because we know the lingo of the game. You know, baseball's always been rife with stories of Hispanic players coming to the United States, not knowing English, and they often learn basics of English through like watching sitcoms and things like that. Because we know the language of baseball, it might actually be a way to kind of learn Spanish.
Yeah.
I'm going for it.
All right, so do that tonight when you are watching the game on TV, or you can listen to Chip Carey on the call with whoever is the color analyst tonight, or just watch it or listen to it on KMOX and hear Rick, John, and Claves on the call for that. We got a week of baseball, 3 against the Brewers, 4 against the Dodgers. Let's see what the Cardinals can keep doing here in the month of May, Rammer, and we will be with you all week long right here on Daily Cards Live, brought to you by Munganess St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri, over 60 years in business, starting small and expanding, but each and every branch feels like your hometown bank. St. Louis proper, the east side, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri. It's Royal Banks, 314-212-1500.
He is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick, back with you tomorrow for another edition of Daily Cards Live right here on ClavesOnline.com.
At St. Louis Acura, we have over 150 new Acura models in stock or on the way in April. Like the 2023 Acura MDX, get $1,500 in loyalty cash when you buy, or you can lease the MDX starting at $599 a month. Earn $1,000 loyalty cash on the 2023 Integra, RDX, or TLX, or you can save over $3,500 on our large selection of Acura courtesy vehicles. St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.